So I'm going to show you how to use the software. Here it is. You go to the site istring.online. Here's your email address, and then the password, which I just sent you at your messenger, but you can change it anywhere. Anyway, so you do the login, and if you want to change your password, you go over here on the left side, Matthew, and then change password. Okay. So let me just set up a couple stuff first. So for example, I want to set up your stringing machine and the labor. So we go under catalog. Let me see if your brand is here first. It's called here Crosby Stringing Services. That is right. So we go to categories, we go to labor, and I'm going to make available your labor over here. I'm gonna change this to labor. Size is standard, and then you see what I mean. Standard. Well, over here, yeah, I'll leave it like this. You understand in a bit. All right, so let's add the, and then we need the stringing machine. It's the babola. So let me make it available, the babola. The stringing machine is available. Size, standard, save. And then let's do the product. So one of the products is the stringing machine. So I'm going to edit this guy. You're not using, actually I'm going to delete. We don't use it. And now I'm going to create a product again. This time the stringing machine, babola, and it is the sensor dual. Standard. Product variation, you don't carry in stock, you don't sell it, so now this stringing machine, babola sensor dual, it's available in the catalog, okay? And then we need to do, let's see, labor. Let's see if there's anything under labor. Nothing under labor, so let's create one. So it's labor from your store, stringing racket, and then I can put here store. So for example, let's say you have a labor for tournament and one at store, right? So here's where we do it. There's no color, standard, size is standard, add product variation. So you have your labor available. I'm gonna put 999, and you are charging, oh actually, sorry, let me do something else. Let me go back to categories. Let's go to categories, labor. And over here, sizes, let's do one set for the labor, right? And half a set. Save. All right, now we go back to products, list all products. Let's add a new product, labor from your store, stringing, store. Standard size, half a set, set and half a set. Add a product variation, you have both available. So for the set, you are charging 10. Here there's no difference if it's US dollar, Brazilian reais, Canadian dollars, euros. It's value, okay? And then if it is half a set, you charge 5 or 6. I'm gonna put half. Save. All right, so let's go for it. You create here orders. You click on this link. Here is the status. It's a button to filter all the status of the orders, all the orders that are new, in progress, ready, and done. So there's no orders. Let's create a new one. So we created a new order, and this is the portrait of your customer. If you add his picture, this is the order ID number now. It's number 1, it's your first order, and the status is new. And there's, like, as you could see, there's 4 colors. One, purple is for new, blue is for in progress, green is for ready, and then black is for done. Here you can set the customer. This is the total amount of the invoice for this customer. This is the location of the service, so it is at your store. Here's the seller, in case you pay commission for people that sell. This is a nice feature. Here's the status of the payment, paid, not paid. These are the amount of stringing or services that you need to do in the racket. This is the amount of products that the customer purchased. This is the dates that the order was created and when it is due date. So let's set it up for Liam Brody. So set customer, of course, it's not over here yet. So I guess it's male, Liam, because I'm going for the name Liam Nelson, right? The actor, Brody, save. This is a quick way to add a new customer. Okay, so we go Liam. Here it is, save. And once the customer is loaded into the order, it uploads all the latest services that this person did. Okay, so since it's the first time, there's nothing available. There's no service added. We click here in services, and let's add a new service. Here, the button load previous service is going to load all the last string jobs that your customer did with you. So in case he brings for restringing, you don't have to create a new service and so on. All you need to do is check the string job that you wanted to redo it, okay? And then it fills out everything for you. So we add a new service, and then this is pretty much what you're gonna do most of the time, okay? So if you keep adding services, it's going to add one more racket here, 2, 3, 4, and keeps going, okay? And remember that this is the ID of the service. So here's the service ID number 1. If you want to edit the label, how it looks like, so for example, racket A, that's the label that has in the customer's racket. It would be, would be the new label, okay? This is the status of the service. So it's new, it's waiting for it to start the service. Once you start stringing you start the service, you click in this button start, and then you're gonna notice it changes the color. And then you're gonna notice also changes the color of the order, okay? And then once you finish the job, you click on ready, and then once the customer picks it up, you click on deliver, okay? This is the due date. The due date you change here in delivery. If you want to click any observation type, you click over here, fill it out, and click on the button save. If you need to print the service that you can put on the handle of the racket, here's the label that you print. Copy service for duplicate. So here, if you click on each one of these options, you're going to be able to fill it out what needs to be done for this racket. So sometimes the customer brings it and he just needs a customization, like to apply lead, to change the weight, swing weight, balance, so forth. So you click over here, and it's one by one. Okay, so for example, is the Dunlop, and once you type it out, it filters. So I can do CX200, and here it is. I don't know if it is a 16 by 19 or the 18 by 20. I'm gonna go for the 16 by 19. Color standards, grip size 3/8 most likely, and save. So it puts over here. So whenever these buttons are in blue, this means that this is the service that you need to do on the racket. Whatever is in white means no service needed for that specific item, okay? So if you don't want to click on the button and fill it out one by one, you can click on this button here, config service, and it brings everything already for you to fill it out at once, okay? So here it is, Dunlop Strixon CX200 Tour 16 by 19. And what does this mean, this checkbox here, invoice? If you check on it, the system is going to look for whatever you have available in your stock, in your store. Okay, so it keeps track of the amounts of products that you have, as well as the pricing. So every time you check invoice, it's going to look for whatever you have in stock, and is going to deduct one item from your stock. Okay. And then of course is going to load whatever you get it from the invoice, is going to show up here in this next tab called invoice. It's already going to show here how much the customer has to pay for it. Okay, so let's go for it. So you said that he brought his own strings, which is the RPM Blast. RPM Blast, I guess is the, let's go for the 16. It's black, and you said it is 53 pounds. So I type over here 53 pounds, no pre-stretch. And on the crosses is the VS Touch. So here I go VS Touch. I guess is the 15L. Over here had black. Okay, so all we needed to do is add this product in the catalog. And here is 55 pounds, no pre-stretch, 4 knots. By default, the system already sets up 4 knots, whether it is the same strings or not. What time did the customer ask you to string it? So if you don't set it up, it is anytime you wanted to do it. Did the racket come with a dampener? If it did, you can type it over here, the brand, so the person knows that he needs to put the dampener back. If the customer is going to purchase the dampener, then you check your invoice. These are the stencils if you need it to apply to the racket. So these are the brands to stencil the brand of the racket or the brand of the string. If you need to change the cushion, and if you need to put an overgrip. Who is the stringer? Matthew. The stringing machine is the Babolat Sensor Dual. Delivery is on your store. This is if it is on court or not. When does the customer need it to be delivered? So I guess he's going to pick it up tomorrow, Saturday, at around 10 a.m. All right, so save. And here it is, already filled it out. All right, so just to show you how to print the label. So this is the one that goes on the throat of the racket. Oh, not on the throat, sorry, on the handle. So customer name, order ID number, service ID number, the racket, the strings on the mains, strings on the crosses, knots, time to string it, who needs to string it, if it has stencil, cushion over grip, and so forth. Now, the QR code here is a nice functionality. If you have your cell phone or tablet and you're already logged in the software, if you get your camera and you scan it, it's going to change the status of the service from whatever it is to the next one. All right, so if it is new, it's going to change it to start. If it is on start, it's going to change it to ready, and from ready to delivered. And once it gets to deliver, it doesn't go anywhere else. Okay, so the most it can go is deliver. So this is a nice way if you have like a working flow process, and then the stringer gets the racket to string it. First thing he needs to do is scan the QR code of this racket. All right, so you have 4 rackets to be done. So I don't need to add a new service and so on. All I need to do is copy service. And I need 3 more, and they're all due tomorrow, right? Save, and you're going to notice that all of them over here. So this one is called racket A, here's nothing, so if you want to change it, you can click on this one, racket number 3, and that one was the racket called B, and then, oh, actually it should be C, right? So let me label the racket 2 racket B, save. This one, racket number 3, is letter C, and you do as you please. All right, and then if you want to print all labels. You select all the services, print PDF, and it's going to give you 4 labels that you send it out to your machine, right? So this is all set, but we need to charge 4 labels, all right? So some customer ask us to be able to do to add the label already over here. Is a functionality that we're going to do in a couple months. But in the meantime, you have to go here over labor, stringing. What's it stringing? Store, color standard, and the size is a full set. All right. So you add 1, and then you're gonna charge 4 of these guys, and then you said you're gonna give a 10% discount. All right. So here it is, all good to go. And if you want, you can print your order. And here's the invoice, the name of your store. We're gonna put your logo here. Here are the 4 string jobs I don't say string jobs, okay? I say services, but because sometimes the customer doesn't want you to string the racket. He just wants you to customize the racket or change the cushion. So we call it services. So here are 4 services, and here's the total amount that he needs to pay, all right? So this order is ready to go. So whenever you start to string racket A, you click here to start, and then it's going to take you, I don't know, 20 minutes. You're ready, and then you just wait for the customer to come over and pick it up, so you deliver it. So as you're going to notice now, this service, it is in status ready, and the color is blue. See, this one is blue, this one is green, 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 but the order is blue because it's in progress. So when I have more than 1 service, you have to keep in mind that just because you're working 1 racket doesn't mean the order is done. Now, let's, if you click here over services overview, now it's going to show you all the services that you need to done in a quick view. Okay, so it has the ID number of the service, the name of the service in case you label differently, the racket, whatever goes on the mains, whatever goes on the crosses. If you need to do a customization, it's not going to show up over here. It's going to show up once you click over here and then you load the service. All right. And then, of course, if you finish stringing everything and you don't want to go and change, update each racket one by one to say that it's ready and so forth, you can come over here in progress, change the order, the status of the order to done, and the system is going to automatically update everything, all the services to delivered. Okay, so that's like a shortcut. So that's order number 1. Let's go to the next order, which is from Naomi Brody. So I'm guessing it's like husband and wife. Okay, so here it is. Here's your first order. It's already showing. Liam Brody, order number 1 in progress. Here's the customer name. Here's the location, the date that the order was created, the amount of services, 4 rackets, the amount of products that they purchased. Here should be 4. I guess this could be a bug. I'm going to double check that. And here are the rackets that need to be served. So if you click here on the name of the customer at the order, it's going to load the order. If you click here on the button on the ID number, it's going to load the order. If you click access order, it's going to load the order. But if you click on any of these actual services button, it's going to load the order and the service. So for example, let me click here on service ID number 4. You're going to notice that it's going to load the order number 1 here at the top and load service number 4 straight out for you to edit whatever you want. All right. So let's go for Naomi now. So here's new order. So order number 2, set customer. Let's say I put it over here, Liam again, just to show you functionality over here. Save. If I go to services and load the previous services from Liam Brody, you're going to notice that it brings all the last four racket services that we did for him. So if you want to redo these two, click here, it loads automatically. Okay, so the customer is not Liam, it's it's female now, it's Naomi Brody, sorry. And we created Naomi in the database. Let's do Brody now. And you're gonna notice it loads both of them. So you want Naomi, save. So she's using Bubble Up Pure Drive Plus. So we add a service. And the service is loaded, config service, Pure Drive Plus. Now I guess that's the one, 16. There's lots of them, so you have to like pick and choose whichever you think fits. Standard, size, either L2 or L3. And on the mains, Luxilon Alu Power. So we do here Luxilon. You don't have to type Luxilon, you can do straight away Alu Power, and then it shows up, all right? So I'm guessing 16L. And here's a nice functionality, which you said is tension is 24, but not pounds, it's kilos, all right? And on the mains, 25, on the crosses, 25 kilos. So here's another nice functionality. You don't need to type this all over again. If the crosses is the same setup as the mains, you click on this purple button, which is apply same setup on the mains to the crosses. So you see it's already all over here. So all you need to do now is edit the tension, which is 25, all right? 4 knots, anytime, stringer, all those things that I showed previously. String it up for tomorrow, hand it in, deliver by 10. So save. And we copy the service, another one, because it's 2 rackets, right? So here it is, copy service, one more, do tomorrow, save. And we're going to charge labor. So I can do here store. It's going to load. Standard, size, 1 full set, add item. Is going to be 2 of them. And a 10% discount. Right? That's it. Good to go. Let's go for next order, Dave Scott. So orders. Dave Scott. New order. Set customer. I know Dave Scott is not a database, so I'm going to create it. Create Dave Scott. Oops. Here it is. And now it's Scott. Dave Scott. Add him to the order. Services. Add a new service. Head radical mid plus. So I'm going to try to do it over here on this option over here now. Okay. So radical NP, I guess 18 by 20, not sure. Standard, 3/8, save. Head links. Oh, this is from your store. So I have to go back over here. Go to products. It can be all products, doesn't matter. And then under model, I'm going to type links. First, I'm going to see if you have it in stock. So you have links, not the tour one. So, well, I'm not going to change here. I'm going to leave as it is. We're going to choose one from here. Let's add a new product. Let's go ahead. Let's add a new product. Sorry. So, what is the category? Strings from head. It's called the links tour, and here we were supposed to have the thickness, right? So I'm gonna guess it's 16. It's polyester, color, I guess it's, I remember I have black and white, but I'm going to guess black. And you sell it as half a set. All right, you can sell it as a set or as you please. But since it's from your reel, I recommend everybody to create as half a set. You only register the product as a set if you sell the set as a package. Like, you know those ones that come in the cardboard, a sealed package? That's the set. Otherwise, if it comes from the reel, you register as a half a set. So you add the product variation, you say you have it in stock now, and then you say, I don't know, one reel can do 22 rackets, so that would be 44 half a sets, all right? And you said it's 22 pounds for the set, so it's 11 pounds for the half a set, all right? So now we go back to the order. This works really well if you are, like, for example, at the store and you have like a tablet. Like, it's very easy going like on a touch screen. So we access the order, and you notice that I click on the ID. And now we go for the mains, and you're gonna charge it because it's gonna come. You're gonna get it from your stock, so it's the links, and you're going to notice that it only shows you one type of the links, because that's the only one that we said that you have in stock. Okay, if I don't mark it here invoice, which is from your stock, and I type links, you're going to notice that it brings like a lot of the other models, because this is looking from the catalog, all right? So invoice means is whatever product that you have in stock from your catalog, all right? So let's try over here, links, black, size half a set, tension 55 pounds. And then you want to save mains and apply same setup to crosses, all right? So this is going to charge the guy 2 half a sets. You'll notice that. Oh, I didn't do here. Here's another bug that I have to fix now. Good to know that I found this one. So we go here. Sorry about that, but we go over here. Save. If you were doing here from the config service and you say you want it from invoice, when you click here invoice, we display another button here in green, which means apply the same setup from the mains to the crosses, and the minute you do this, it already checks the invoice, all right? So we did that. If you go here invoice, it should be 2 half a sets of the links. So here it is, 2 half a sets of the head links tour 16, total 22. If you're gonna give the guy the discount, you come over here and 10. All right. So this is pretty much it. What you can do later on is click over here and say if the order is paid or not paid, and you can also go over here and add a payment. So you can say that Dave Scott paid you 1980. Oops, sorry. 1980. It's paid, and then you have to type the. I forgot to do something here. Let me go back. It's under catalog, payments type, and here, if you're going to use the functionality of payments, then we have to set it up over here, which is what type of payments are you accepting? Oh, I'm accepting Venmo, PayPal. I accept cash, I accept check, I accept bank transfer, and I offer gift card. So for example, the guy, you want to give him, like, he gave you, you want to give the guy a voucher, you use gift card, all right? And then of course here are the merchants. If you use like Square, those machines, like, oh, I have Square, and then I can do the transactions for credit card, debit card, and then you can do it over here, all right? So once you save and you update this, these options, and you go back to orders, and then you access the order from Dave Scott, and then you add a payment. Now you have all these options available. How did this guy pay you? All right. Due date is like he's going to pay me in cash $10 on Wednesday, next Wednesday. So you click here next Wednesday, and then you mark it as due date. So whenever the 20th of May comes up, if you don't change the payment to paid, the system is going to change the status of the payment to problem. And then from there, you know, you have to either update it to paid, or that means that Scott didn't pay me what he said he was going to pay me. Same goes for check and so forth. All right. So another thing that you have available is if you click, let's go to orders. If you are at the order and you click here on the button on the tab customer, is going to load the customer profile. So here you see overview, the last 10 services that this guy did with you, the last 10 products that he purchased with you. Here's like a dashboard, profile. So if you want to add a date of birth, telephone, email, if you want to send him an email when the order is ready, if you want to send him an email when it's time to restring a specific record. So we have this functionality, which is pretty nice. I can explain to you later on. Here's the finance. So you can also do it from here. All the orders from him, all the services that he did, all the products that he purchased. All right. So there's a lot more functionalities in the software, but for now, I really recommend you just to use as the software as a platform for you to register all the record services that you're doing for your customers. All right. Once you do that, like for a week or so on, and then you're very comfortable, then says, Peter, I would like to now to start managing the stock quantity that I have and to charge the customer. Then we go under here, catalogs, and we start working with these things, all right? Because once you want to put your catalog stock quantity in the system, you don't need it to do product by product. We can actually export whatever we have available here in the catalog. We export in a Excel file, and then you can add it in batches, and then you import it back, and then from there you go. Okay, so it's a lot easier doing from there, right? There's a lot more stuff, but I don't want to get into details. But you have the dashboard, you have like reports and so on, and then you can give your feedback. All right, so I'm going to upload the video. If you have any questions, you feel free to send me a WhatsApp message. I'm going to send you my WhatsApp as well. All right, buddy? Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.